Hello and welcome. My name is James. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic and addict. I'm in relatively early recovery. It's been over a year since my last drink or deadly drug, but I'm still an alcoholic. I go through early recovery fatigue, defined by Google AI as also called sobriety fatigue. This refers to a common feeling of persistent tiredness and exhaustion experienced by individuals in the early stages of recovering from substance abuse. As their body adjusts to functioning without the substance and undergoes physical and mental changes during the recovery process, it can manifest both physically and mentally, often including symptoms like low energy, difficulty sleeping, irritability, and lack of motivation. Lack of motivation. Good God. Can recovery and substance use disorder be any more complicated? What's up, Pat Vagapaws? How you doing? Pat Vagapaws, welcome. I am streaming at 4:40 p.m. Eastern Time today. I do this live stream multiple times a week on addiction recovery. My channel, Sober James, is about my personal recovery. Started, well, anyway, I'm experiencing a bad day, man. Lack of motivation, and I re-broke ribs this morning. I was walking my dogs like I do every day, and there was a slippery set of boulders, and I had my front hands in my front hoodie pocket like a kangaroo. So my feet left the ground, and my entire 6'5" body became horizontal, and I fell onto my ribs onto a focal point on the boulder. And I weigh 200 pounds, and it hurt, and I felt my ribs crack again. It's an old injury. When I looked at it in the mirror, I had landed on the exact incision point. It was like 16 stitches. They opened my lung up in 2007. That video is on this channel. Sober James, drunk driving accident. I explained my coma, the crash, and the recovery. But long story short, I broke all my ribs on that year, 2007. And this morning, 2025, I think I re-broke them. So my day, although it started out positive, walking the dogs, I was ready to face another challenging day, one day at a time in recovery, and just learning how to live life. I didn't take myself to the hospital. There's not much they can do for broken ribs. They might give you pain pills, but God knows I don't need any of those. I took some ibuprofen, and I was pissed because I'll be looking at 4 to 8 weeks, probably, maybe even 12 weeks of pain while laughing, coughing, sniffing. Shit! I didn't have to fucking demonstrate like that. Ow. I have a runny nose in the winter because of sinusitis and rhinitis. What's up, MKM Bottoms? Early recovery fatigue. So I imagine, and I'm no doctor, but it would make sense to me that early recovery fatigue is attributed at least partly to a messed up dopamine regulatory system. We addicts take the easy way to feeling good, so We have various different ways of getting that dopamine released in our brains, but our bodies and brains, or whatever natural regulatory system of dopamine, gets all messed up. So when we take away our dopamine stimulation substance, this for me was alcohol, nicotine, anything and everything, and it goes to behaviors too: procrastination, masturbation, and that other thing that rhymes with those two words. But anyway, when you take that away, you got to learn, you got to, number one, your body has to learn how to regulate its own dopamine. So I imagine early sobriety, early recovery fatigue is attributed to that lack of motivation and whatnot. Soberdelic James, Gargan OG alternate, says, have you ever been prescribed a benzodiazepine for 30 days but ran out after about a week? Yes. Yeah, oh yeah. Yep. And if I was a little more organized, I would get 2 doctors, or 3 even. Maybe that would work. I don't know. They probably have ways against that these days. But man, I had a bad day. It takes a lot for me to go through a day these days, mainly anywhere from 12, that's noon, on any given day, to basically around this time during the day, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. I experience a lull in dopamine that most humans experience, aka the afternoon slump. I have a feeling that this, for an addict like myself or a alcoholic like myself, is particularly dangerous, putting me down for naps. And today was even more dangerous because every day I wake up with a new resolve. Thanks for relating, Gorgon. Yeah, 2 p.m., 2:30, it's like the afternoon slump. People falling asleep at their desks at work. If you're at home, good luck. If you're anything like me, I will take a nap in an instant. And, I don't know. I've been exercising daily to combat these kinds of things. I do have to remember, though, there's something called post-acute withdrawal symptoms. And these are this is a condition that it's referring to cessation of addictive drugs, substances, or behaviors. You go through withdrawal, and then you may go through post-acute withdrawal symptoms. This might be part of it. PAWS, pause. This might be part of it for me. I recently quit nicotine. Nicotine is an easy source of instant dopamine. So when I had my nicotine, I did nothing but smoke or vape it or chew it or dip it. And that's how I got my nicotine. Now my body has to figure out how to create its own. It's going for naps. It's going for sloth. I apparently am not willing to let go of my character defect of sloth and procrastination. Yeah, Supreme Live Copper. That's wise of you. When quitting something that's killing you, say alcohol, an alcoholic can either get locked up, covered up with dirt, or sober up eventually. So when you quit alcohol finally, should you quit smoking at the same time? No, in my experience. Quit one at a time. You're going to need some buffer comfort devices. You're going to need some buffer comfort. I am about 15, I don't know, I'm about 500 days sober right now from alcohol and other deadly drugs like benzodiazepines and pain pills and whatever else I could get my hands on, but mostly alcohol and benzos and nicotine. Nicotine is, I started to suspect I wasn't myself while I had nicotine in my life. My moods were altered. My expectations of satisfaction were altered. My motivation. Why would I do anything worthwhile in life if I just had this feel-good substance like in my vape pen or whatever, right in my pocket at all times? So recovery is some work, and I get tired sometimes. Early recovery fatigue, early sobriety fatigue. And then something comes along like out of nowhere, you slip, get airborne, and land on your ribs on a boulder and re-break your ribs. So now, every time I move in the appropriate direction or position, I get a sharp, stabbing, pinching pain in my rib cage. I've had broken ribs before. These ribs have been broken a couple times. I don't know if they're cracked, pinched, damn broken, but I knew exactly what happened when it happened. And I'm like, those fuckers are broke, man. And I laid there for a minute. And if I really... So I broke my ribs, and that contributed to a lazy, sloth-like day of isolation. Now, after this stream, I'm going to possibly eat some dinner and go to an AA meeting, because it's hard to survive as an alcoholic without AA meetings. I've tried it before and barely made it out alive. So I am looking forward to that. Then I got to go to work tomorrow. I have a particularly challenging month ahead when it comes to decisions, life moves. It's hard to make decisions in early sobriety, early recovery as well. There is a suggestion floating out there somewhere that you don't make any big decisions in your life, your first year at least, of sobriety. When I started listening to suggestions like this is when I started sustaining recovery and sobriety. But they're not all going to be good days. And today wasn't exactly a productive day. It was kind of destructive of my rib cage. And I'm hungry and I missed my workout. And it's a bad day. This is a one day at a time thing, and they're not always going to be awesome days. Lisa D needs the D. How would you grade your relapse in May of 2023 through around October? November? Yeah. How would I grade it? F minus. No, it was bad. It was bad. Also, that is my disease relapsing. That is active alcoholism rearing its ugly head untreated. Hey, Pat. Good to catch you before you go to work. I'm working early in the morning, too. Keep up the good work. Thanks for stopping by, brother or sister. It's Pat. Yeah, that relapse, May to November, it was just all out chaos. What's up, Raphael? Good to see you. Streaming randomly today. Debbie Drunk. I met a guy in an outpatient group that doesn't work the steps and has about 6 years. Right on. Good for him. Shiny Happy People, Mike Tucker. Yeah, I went about 4 years without working the steps or doing the program. 7.5 together. So I started going the program January 18th of 2016. Well, I started serious and managed to go 7.5 years without drinking. But half of those were without the program. The back half, and it slowly whittled away at me, and I eventually ended up drinking. I do have a theory about the relation between the 7-year itch that science has recognized in male Homo sapiens when it comes to infidelity, I guess. 7-year itch. They noticed a certain pattern around 7 years of men straying from their commitment to their wives. 7-year itch. I'm starting to wonder if there's something to do with sobriety too. Their commitment to their sobriety. 7-year seems like a commonality there. Copyright Cuck. Do you think you'll get back together with your ex? I have quite a few exes, and no. They're exes for a reason. Whether it was their reason or whether it was my reason, they're exes for a reason. However, there are some that I do wonder if maybe I was a bit hasty in my judgments of the relationship, or maybe they were, maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we were young. Maybe we weren't that free of our mental disease. And what's up, Sarah Ford? What up, Sarah Ford? How you doing? Where's Miss Holly today? Yeah, so, one day at a time. It's not always going to be a great day. And those are the days you kind of have to watch out for. The things I've learned about these days like these are, even though I didn't really put them in, I was texting fellow people in recovery. Losing my religion. REM, man. Michael Stipe, man. The shiny, happy people holding, shiny, happy people holding hands. What you talking about, son? I was born in 1980. Do you think if you hung out with the Wizard full time again, would you make it through your 40s decade? I saw the Wizard. We've seen each other. We've run into each other. He's a good dude. It wasn't he. If he will survive, if he's hanging out with me while I'm drinking, is the question. I brought him into my world of relapse that time. I used to play. Here we go. We'll play a little music. Oh yeah, there it is. Hello and welcome to a Soberdelic James Addiction Recovery live stream here on YouTube. On this channel, I go live multiple times a week, and we talk about topics on addiction recovery and everything in between. Feel free to hit that thumbs up button, and that join button if you're interested in becoming a member to help carry the message. Welcome. You are in a safe place. Enjoy your time here on the Soberdelic James Addiction Recovery live stream podcast. Just kick back and relax. You're in good hands with Sober James. How's that? Does that sound pretty good? Raphael? Desktop. Was it a little echoey? Now it's not. Let me see here. Hold on a second now. Oh, okay. No, it wasn't echoey. I gotcha. Good. Mike Tucker says he was an ice cream man on Adventures of Pete and Pete. Then, okay. Copyright Chuck. Sarah Ford. Yeah, copyright. You are obviously an avid viewer. Immortal Technique. Okay, Raphael. I saw that guy live in Albany, New York, where he's from. Copyright Cuck, obviously an unlocked character from the past. I do have a Patreon. I just got paid from it yesterday. I do still have a Patreon. I also have, I don't know, days like today. Well, copyright. Just click that join button and you can help support the channel in a very direct way. It'll say join here. There it is. Bing bong boom. Skimbly bims. Hey, Dutch person Paul. Yeah, today was a bad day. I broke my ribs. I'm experiencing some early sobriety fatigue. And, I don't know what I'm going to do now, It's just a skimbly bimbers, Ow! If you ever have broken ribs before, there's no real way of healing them. It's not like you can get in there and put a cast on them. You just have to breathe easy until they heal, which can be a multi-month affair. I slipped on a mossy rock today, and my hands being in my front hoodie pockets, so I basically looked like if a log was standing up and you kicked the bottom out from underneath it and then landed on the exact spot where the log's ribs would be on the pointy rock, and it broke my ribs that have been broken before. Early recovery fatigue or early sobriety fatigue, common feelings of persistent tiredness and exhaustion experienced by individuals in early stages of recovering from substance abuse as their body adjusts to functioning without the substance and undergoes physical and mental changes due to the recovery process. It can manifest both physically and mentally, often including symptoms like low energy, difficulty sleeping, irritability, and lack of motivation. It is a normal part of recovery, and many people going through addiction treatment experience it in early stages. Withdrawal symptoms, disrupted sleep patterns, nutritional deficiencies, and the stress of making significant life changes. I've been going through some stress. I guess I should prioritize self-care, ensure adequate sleep, eat a healthy diet, exercise regularly, practice relaxation techniques. Sure. Be patient, seek support groups, talk to a therapist or doctor. Sure. It's emotional and physical exhaustion. and it sucks. You know, and it's a subtle foe, barely recognizable and barely detectable. What's up, Ryan? Paul, Raphael, Jody. Welcome to all of you. Living La Vida Loca. Well, congratulations, man. 20-year pass to sisters. I'd over studio without food. All right. Well, I'm in a transition period too. I am hanging in at the post office, but I am about to make the switch to peer support specialist certified. I don't know how it's going to go, so I'm a little stressed at that. So things is, you know, these are one of those days where I check in, but I don't have much experience, strength, and hope to give. But I do get some from you guys, and I'll get some from my AA meeting here in about an hour. Right now I'm going to eat some food and feed my dogs. I was just calling to check in and say hello. I'm afraid I don't have much to give today. I am still in pain. What's an MEPS? MEPS? I have no ideas. Yeah, mentally, emotionally. Europe. Yeah, man. But I shall be around, and we shall talk. Sober James podcast out. See you next time. Well, good, Mike Tucker. That's what I'm here for, and it helps me too. But I'll see you tomorrow. Keep it clean, keep it real, keep doing the damn thing. My ribs hurt. Peace.